What's up, everybody? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I know the lighting's not the best. It's the morning of Homebrew Wednesday, so I'm trying to basically just go real quick what's going on with this video and basically not waste any of your time. So, why has it been so long since I put a video out? Well, I brewed about 3 weeks ago. I was planning to put the video up the very next Wednesday, but the problem was we've had 4 freaking snowstorms since then. 3 that were decent size, so like 6 inches or more. One went as high as another like 18 inches. And then the snowstorm we got yesterday was only about 4 inches. But every time we get snow, I'm like one of the youngest guys in the neighborhood, so I try to go around and shovel everyone's driveways and do the sidewalks, you know, just try to help them out. So that's a pain in the ass. But and then I ended up getting sick. I love my kids to death, but holy hell. Man, those kids are just walking germ factories. I get sick all the time now thanks to them. So yeah, that was that. And then, you know, life got in the way. You know, work, job. I ran a half marathon, so after that I didn't feel like doing much. So that's what's going on there. So in this video, what you're going to see is my test run of my SJPORR 2014 competition beer. Me, basically, Larry and I are brewing the same thing. Both brewing IPAs. He's the only other person I know who's been open and said this is what I'm going to brew. The only difference is he's doing in New Zealand, I'm doing an American. So it should be cool. He's my direct competition. That's kind of cool. Should be fun. In this video, you'll see I had 2 new toys. I had a new Megapot 1.2 from Northern Brewer and the new Metal burner. Both were awesome. Really like that. Then another thing I did in this video, so I was on this really long text message a while back with Nate from UndertheTable Brewing, and we got into like yeast propagation and how to harvest yeast, and he says that he never washes yeast. What he does instead is he just makes a double starter and basically pours half the starter into the wort, the other half he puts into 2 or 3 mason jars. So I tried that technique, had some awesome results. You'll see that at the end of the video. So I think I might do that going forward. It really worked out well for me, and I really liked it. So that's basically the gist of this video, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Any questions, comments, hit me up below. This competition is going to be awesome. I think it's going to bring out the best of everyone. And I'm really excited for it. Hope you guys are excited for it. I'm excited for your videos tonight because while I'm watching your videos tonight, I'm going to have some special beers to be drinking. You'll see reviews on that coming up. And that's it. So enjoy the video, guys. I'm out. Peace. Happy Homebrew Wednesday.
What's up, guys? Brew day for my SJPORR beer has finally arrived. I've got my sparge water heating up right now and my new Megapot 1.2. Woo! It's the worst title ever, 1.2. So you can't see it, but down here's my mash tun just sitting there. I got all my grains in there. Going to do an hour mash, then going to back sparge. I'm just, I've looked into it, and even though I have the money, I just can't justify buying the pumps to do a perfect fly sparge. And I see no need to build up a whole rig to do like the 3 level, because at the end of the day, at some point I still got to get the water to the 3rd level, and even though I'm young, my back is all jacked up from a couple car accidents, so is what it is. So I am doing an IPA. There's nothing special, or there's nothing hidden about that. Everybody knows it. I've pretty much blasted it out there. The only thing I'm not going to tell you is my grain bill or my hops, and the reason for that is that's where the spirit of competition in me comes out. So I'm keeping all that stuff secret, but if you guys like my beer, let me know after the competition, and I have no problem sharing the recipe, you know, down to the hops, the ounces, and what I did with my water. So here we are. Like I was saying, this is brand new for me. This is the Megapot 1.2 from Northern Brewer. So far, so good. I love this thing. They say it heats up quicker than the original Megapot. That's the one, I believe the Megapot is what I have outside. That's the wider one. I didn't notice any difference. I didn't think it heated up any quicker. The one thing I do like is that it is narrow, so it fits perfectly on top of 1 burner. That's a plus. But on the side, on the other side, my wider Megapot will fit on top of pretty much 3 burners, so I can crank all 3 of those burners that thing heats up no problem at all. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like back over here. I got my starter going on my stir plate. Got a dog that I'm about to go kill. Hopefully he'll shut up. But yeah, this brew day is going, so basically enough of this. Let's get to the boil. So what's up, guys? I am out here I'm still doing my last bit of sparging. It's starting to run really clear, so I'd say not really clear, there's still some yellow in there. I'd say we're almost done. So let's see, I had that new Megapot 1.2, and now I'm trying my new Edel Metal burner. So I'll show you guys a picture of that in a minute, but it wouldn't be a Pats fan brew day if there wasn't something horribly wrong going on. So like I said earlier in the video, it's just been a hellacious winter for me. You know, we've had about 4 feet of snow, and we normally only get between 6 and 12 inches of snow, and so it's been hard to brew. The weather guys have not been able to predict anything. It's too unpredictable right now to predict, you know, the weather. So because of that, it's kind of hard to brew outside, and I don't really like brewing inside anymore. If I make a mistake or I make a mess outside, who gives a fuck? I've got to be much more on my game inside, and this is a hobby. It's meant to be fun, so I don't want to be stressing over it. But sitting here enjoying my beer. This was the one that SJPORR was talking about. It's a 2.9% hopped up pale ale. It's great. I was drinking this for the Super Bowl. It was awesome. I was pounding these left and right and was able to stay, you know, I got drunk, but I was still able to stay sober and not blackout drunk, so that was nice. But I want to take this time to kind of talk about what I'm doing in this SJPORR competition. So like I said earlier, I'm not in it to win it. If I do win, that's, you know, awesome. If I score high, that's awesome. What I'm really shooting for is constructive criticism from you guys. I think I've mentioned it. I know I've told other people my goal at some point is to open a brewery. You know, I'm 29, so my goal is if I could do it before I retire, or even after I retire, that'd be great. I think what my dad's instilled in me, the work ethic, I don't know if I could ever fully retire and not do anything. So I think my goal is to, when I do retire, I would just basically start a brewery or a little brew pub. So that being said, I'm trying to get my recipes as tight as I can so that I have everything locked in. So right now, what I'm doing is this is my IPA recipe. I do some variations of it for seasonal stuff. You know, I'll put fruit in it in the summer. I tweak around with it a little bit more to get my black IPA in the winter, and then you know, I'll make some changes depending on the season, what hops I put in there. So it's kind of my all-around IPA. But my goal is to have you guys tell me what you think of it. So when you get it, if you could be as constructive and give me, you know, as many tips as you can, I'd greatly appreciate it. But so that's basically the gist of it. What's going on? Why don't I show you this new burner in action? Alrighty, so here is the new Edel Metal. One of these days I'll pronounce that right. Burner. You can see it's only been on about 15 minutes. We're starting to get there. Starting to get to a boil. So let's go over this bad boy. It's got a pretty standard regulator here. This is rubber, but it's that rubber weave, so it's meant to take pretty good abuse. Let's see. The only thing different between this cord and most others is it's got a second regulator here, which is kind of cool. The only thing you have to remember is when you shut this off, if the other regulator's turned on, you will have fire shooting out of there like a fucking dragon. I did that by accident. I was trying to get used to this because it's a backwards groove on there. So, you know, off is on. So me always being, you know, righty tighty lefty loosey, beaten into me by my dad, that kind of fucked with me the first time. But yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know if it's as powerful as my other burner, but it's pretty good. My other burner does not have these little bad boys, so they hold it in pretty well. Let's see. The plus, it's actually really narrow. I kind of like that. It's definitely the burner's just as wide as my other banjo burner, but the whole assembly is much more narrow, and that's kind of nice if you've got, as you see, this is not a very big walkway, so I don't have a ton of space, and it's because it's outside and it slopes down right over there on that hill. It's kind of hard to there's really only one good spot right there, so you got to kind of play with it to find it, so that you can put your burner there and it's not going to be too uneven. So I really like, and that's what I'm getting back to why I'm saying this burner is narrow. I really like that because it's a lot easier to find a good spot to put it. And I mean, I put that thing down and right away did a quick test and was like, oh shit, found the perfect spot. That's nice. So yeah, it's a good burner. It was free for me, but I think the retail on it's about $139 or $149, so it's not cheap. I'm very happy that I got it for free, and it's doing a good job so far. So I'd say so far the two new brew equipment that I've used today has worked out pretty freaking awesome. Alrighty guys, as you can see, the wort chiller is in. We are 15 minutes away from this bad boy being done. I've got to say, this Edamento burner it's fucking awesome, and it's worth cussing over this. As you guys can see, let me get real low. The gap between the pot and the burner is just so small. You might not be able to hear it very well, but there's actually a decent wind going today. You can probably kind of see it at the boil. If you look at the evaporation, it dances a lot, and the reason for that is the wind. So I tried to seclude myself right between the house and the fence to try to cut down on the wind. Normally that does very little, if at all, with my other burner, but with this bad boy, it's really helped. And then, you know, the small gap that's in between the burner and the pot has really helped as well. So this burner's awesome. Also, you can barely even hear the damn thing. It runs so freaking efficient. I really like that. I thought I was going to have to change that tank midway. As you can see, I've got my backups here and here in case I need it, because that tank is damn near empty and it's gone a whole boil. I am not going to need to change it, so I'm pretty freaking excited. So enough of ridiculous, basically just jammering. So what's going on in here? We already have 1.5 ounces of hops. I'm about to throw the other 1/2 ounce of hops, and then in this bad boy is 5 ounces of 3 different types of mysterious hops. Mysterious hopsies. Hop demons. Or hop chicks. Whatever you want to call them. So in total I have 4 varieties of hops. So I'm hoping that this ends up being my best IPA to date. So we'll circle around after we cool this bad boy down and get her into the fermenter. And here we are. Here's the final product the next morning. So this is Monday morning. We have a really sweet Krausen right up there. As you can see, I got a little too much sanitizer in the airlock. Me going crazy with sanitizer? No. But yeah, this bad boy's looking sweet. I'm hoping that the San Diego Super Yeast works really quickly. The temperature down here is probably between 65 and 70 degrees. So this is like right in the sweet zone for this yeast. So hopefully the high Krausen will dissipate in about 3 days. And then I can, between 3 days and a week, and then I can put this bad boy into secondary, dry hop it a little bit, and then taste batch for the SJPORR beer 1.0 will be completed hopefully in about the next 3 weeks. So I'll keep you guys up to date on what's going on from there. Alrighty, so here's my first experiment with doing the, basically just making a double starter for the, making a double starter, and then instead of washing, basically putting the yeast in here. I have 2 mason jars. FYI, this is a blue mason jar, so that's why the color's different between these two. This is the standard clear one. As you can see down here, we have a little bit of yeast, and then a little bit more right there. The only problem I've had with this is that there was some pressure buildup in here, so that means that the yeast was most likely not done consuming the starter. I gave the starter about 18 hours, so normally normally around 18 hours it's pretty much done, because the starter is only about a between a 1030 and a 1040, so the yeast, you know, a whole vial of yeast normally eats it up pretty quick. But
I guess something was up with the yeast. The San Diego super yeast didn't want to devour right away. I guess it needed some coffee to wake up. But I've basically just been coming down here and checking the tops. If the tops are inflated, I'll open it, release a little bit of the pressure. I've done it twice so far, and it seems to be fine. I've got some decent... This side definitely has more yeast than this side, so we'll see. I know pressure can be a problem with yeast. Sometimes it can kill it, so I think I will play it safe, and what I'm going to do is I'll make a starter maybe about 24 hours before I do my next brew. That way, if I don't see any fermentation when I use this first one, I'll toss the second one in there too, just to play it safe and throw in a little bit more yeast cells. But all in all, I think this it could be a success, and it could be just as good as washing yeast. And in my opinion, it was about 10 times easier because I only had to sanitize 2 of these bottles instead of the 6 I normally use. I try to wash my yeast and make it as clean as possible. So yeah, I think I might go this route again. So thank you, Nate from Under the Table Brewing. I'm going to put his details down below because this is an awesome idea, and I'm going to double check then make sure I've watched all his videos, and if I haven't, I'm going to watch them all again, see if he has any other great ideas. But yeah, so far in the Nate Under the Table yeast washing experiment, or yeast propagation experiment, I'd say it's starting off to be a success, so let's hope that it stays on this track.
Alright guys, so that was basically everything that happened in the brew session. The experiment that I had with making a double batch starter, as you just saw, actually worked out pretty freaking well. Had a huge amount of yeast harvest, so Hotback Nate from Under the Table Brewing, my man, thank you very much. As you can see from the hair and from out here, it's a different time, and it's fucking snowing again. It is March 25th, and it's still snowing in Maryland, so I've lost it. I got nothing else to do, but hope you guys enjoy the Homebrew Wednesday video. I'm going to go pick up some stuff at the Rite Aid, and that's it for me. So hope you guys enjoy the videos. I'm going to enjoy yours. Peace out.